Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones here. Okay, if you're new to the page, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. That's going to appear on your lower right hand corner. Let's hit that. Let's go. All right, good people. There's a lot to talk about in a short period of time. Tonight, we have the presidential debate, and it will affect the stock market if the spread gappens wider. I'll explain that a little later. All right, so we got the S&P strive for a second winning day in a tumultuous September. It's choppy, and I'm going to tell you later that I don't believe that the chop is over. So here we are right now as we speak. We could see that the NASDAQ and the Dow not doing bad. The NASDAQ is doing well for those of you that played that this morning. And we can see that the Dow is down. It seems like whenever the Dow is up, the S&P and NASDAQ is down and vice versa. It's just been a correlation if you really look how the things have really just changed. There was a rebalancing in the NASDAQ, but it really has changed the way these indices perform. And we got the Russell, I would call that flat. The Russell 2000, this is the small caps. I would just call that flat. All right, let's look at the two big dogs, NVIDIA and Tesla. Here's one of the things that I want to talk about today, and that is not all big tech are created equally. It's not. And so, as you can see, Tesla, from the beginning of this month, all right, so August 30th, right here, you could see that as NVIDIA was selling off, Tesla was running up. You see how that gaps out? And it was literally the polar opposite. While NVIDIA was going down, Tesla was going up. And then, boom, they kind of rebalanced right here and now going in the same direction over the last month. Today, they're both green. So we like that. We like that, though Tesla's doing well. But I just want you guys to know this right now. I think that there's going to be room to the downsides. And there's a lot of bullish signals. I played Mr. Tom Lee. He believes that when we get a rate cut, he believes that the market actually will start running positive. You know, Tom Lee has been right a lot. I can't argue that. And then you have the Wharton School professor who says the same thing. He even suggests that if we had a 50 basis point rate cut, that will be positive and the markets will take off. I don't this time. I'm just going to be, one of the things I like about Tom Lee is he's a free thinking individual. And so far he's been right. I agree with Tom Lee, but the time frames are a little different. I believe that we're going to have a little dip, and it may come before the Fed decides to cut interest rates. When is that? On the 18th, which is right around the corner. Now, tomorrow, good people, we have CPI. CPI comes out tomorrow, an hour before the market opens, right? That's Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have PPI. Google that if you're new. CPI, Consumer Price Index, and PPI, Producers Price Index. One measures the rate of goods and services that we consume. The other measures the rate of change of things, the goods and services that are produced. And it just gives us a peek into what consumers are doing, right? So let's look at, you know what? I am going to put my sponsor in the middle because I want to discuss something really important for you long-term investors, right? Today is just brought to you by Stock Up You. That's it. Stock Up You. It is for you. Remember, invest, learn, test, earn. Invest in yourself, learn the material, test it, and then learn. I just want you guys to know that even if you don't buy my course, it's time to study now because I see I see a change coming. I really do. And that's why I'm making this video. Okay. I really am. Listen, we're going to talk about crypto for a minute. We're just going to peek into crypto. The reason I'm making this video is for two things. One, I announced save the date, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I want to point something out, and it's sometimes it's the simplest things that helps you to make money, right? So, good people, look at that. I planted these trees years ago, probably 10 years ago, looking at my neighbor's ugly boat and ugly shed, right? That was 10 years ago. Now, here's the thing about most investors. We want everything now, and we're not looking towards the future. Well, I was looking towards the future because I knew I wasn't going anywhere. And I took this picture 2 years ago. These trees are bigger than that now. Now I can't see his boat, and all I see is a tree line. I've never planted anything in my life, but I do know that it took time. The time that I put in was worth the effort, okay? And so now you see it's not what it used to be. That's how it looks now. So when I planted the trees, they were knee high. Larry, are you really talking about planting trees? I'm talking about your long-term investment, good people. I'm talking about how you could simply do the right things now that will pay off 10 years down the road, 7 years down the road, 5 years down the road. You don't even have to wait a lifetime, 35 years. You will see results if you do the work now. Now I got to talk about tonight. And that's why I titled this video, Don't Mess This Up. We got two candidates. I'm an independent. It doesn't matter. I don't have a dog in the fight. But all I know is that the polls, which I don't believe the polls, but there are people that do, right? Nobody knows anybody that's gotten this poll, right? And so I don't believe the polls are accurate. But the polls are showing that it's neck to neck. And what does the stock market likes? Certainty. What the stock market doesn't like is uncertainty. And if the election gets tighter and tighter where there's no clear decision, the stock market is not going to like that, because the stock market needs to know what's going to happen. Now, as it pertains to semiconductors, both candidates are negative towards the semiconductors. As a matter of fact, one more than the other because he wants to do a tariff, right? Now, let's take the politics out. Let's not go into, oh, this one, that one. Let's talk about it as pertains to our money. And so I believe that NVIDIA could take another hit. And I would rather stick my neck out now and say it now, and rather than wait, okay? I think NVIDIA and all the semiconductors can and will take another hit. Why are you saying this? Because if you think like I think, then you will not deploy all of your money. You will wait a little bit, okay? I believe NVIDIA will take a hit. I do believe that NVIDIA could go as low as 90. When? I don't know. And knowing that, you see how it just arced up and came right back. Now, when we were up here at $128, it was to the moon. When we were up at $130, everybody thought to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. Well, it has fallen 21%, as you can see. And even today, it has fallen 17% in the last month from its highs. So it doesn't take a lot, good people, to spook the markets. Larry, this is gloom and doom. No, this is opportunity. For those of us that save some dry powder, saving some money, we could take this opportunity to go in when it comes down. I don't want you guys losing any money, and I want you to be prepared. Now, just remember, there's a psychological support at 100. That's a psychological support, right? And if it breaks below 100, it could easily come down to 90 bucks, right? And now, if you got all of your money in there, now you just got it, Now you got to make the hard decision. Do I sell or do I hold? But if you're looking for opportunity, then you want to be positioned right. Hey, good people, I want you guys to look at this, okay? I am doing something that I held off until now. And a lot of you have been asking to come to this city, come to this city, to come to this city. And I've been monitoring the market. And the truth be told, I didn't want to have an event at the top of the market. I wanted to have an event where I think there's opportunity for you guys. I want you guys to look at this and save the date. Save the date. I am going to have an event called Money and Music. Save the date. That will be October 12th from 10 to 2 p.m. in the Chicagoland area. I do have some special guests. I have some of the world's top musicians, and we want to just pour into you for that time. Remember when I used to say, don't waste your time getting on trains, planes, and automobiles? Well, this is when I want you to get on planes, trains, and automobiles. I will have all of the details to you this week, okay? Before the weekend, all of the details, okay? And it's just going to grow, all right, from there. We want to point into you, we want to pour into you when it's the best opportunity, because I want you to be in the best position, all right? So look at that. Save the date, October 12th, all right? That's the second week in October. That's going to be 10 to 2. So 10 in the morning to 2. So you really, if you're traveling, you will need to get here the day before. All right. And we're just going to pour into you guys. I'm going to make it super, super, super affordable this time. And this could turn into a convention. I'm going to make it super, super affordable because I want you there. And I want you guys to win, okay? So remember that. Save the date. Let's look at crypto, right? So let's see here. There we go. Now we could see that over the last week, Bitcoin is not down as much as it used to be, right? What is going up? XRP, not XRP, Solana is up. And if you look at some other videos, there's a lot of charters that have been charting crypto. There's a lot of bullish signs right now, right? What I'm going to say may be controversial right now, all right? But I want you guys to be prepared. I don't mind being wrong. But what I do mind is coming after the fact and telling you guys what I think, rather than something happening and then I feel like I should have told you guys, regardless of what you want to hear. Let's look at the memes, right? Remember how I was buying these at the low, and you can see you bunk dog with hat. So what this shows you is the ones that cratered the most. The last time I talked about it, look at this, Brett up 11% over the last 7 days. The ones that cratered the most are the ones that's up the most. And that's why I go to these charts and show you guys when they actually crater that it's a buying opportunity, good people. And so remember, we're going to buy them when they're beat down and not when they're run up. We're not running with the herd, good people. But I will honestly say that everything I've been looking at, and I could be wrong. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Everything that I'm looking at, and you have things, the geopolitical situation is ramping up again. We have 2 political candidates, and if you don't think it has anything to do, the election has to do anything to do with the stock market, I'm going to challenge you to do a little more research. I believe that there could be a dip, and that dip could come before the Fed lower interest rates. And so I'm telling you, just be prepared. I would rather say something now and nothing happens rather than to just sit back on the sidelines. So, Larry, wrap this video up. Save some dry powder. That's just it. And as a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, I sold some NVIDIA, like I told you guys, because I couldn't monitor it. What did I sell? I didn't sell the NVIDIA that I had over the last few years. I just sold the NVIDIA that I bought at the top. And so I'm not telling you to sell. It depends on what your price point is. I'm telling you to do your own research, but all I'm saying to you is have some dry powder just in case it does go down. Okay. So I'm going to come out early every time, just like I did in 2022 when I saw the market was top heavy. This market is expensive, but if you're long, don't worry about it. Okay. I am long NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA will be a winner for years to come, at least the next 5 years, right? I'm just looking for the best entry point. I'm not looking for the bottom. I don't have those skills. I don't know where the top is. I don't have those skills. No one do. But all I know is 3 years from now, what my positions that I'm going to have now will be higher. 5 years higher, 10 years higher. And not just 5 to 10% I'm looking to 3x, 4x my money on these long-term positions. That's how bullish I am on the the conductor. And I just tell you, with the chips, I'm sorry, good people, with the chips, there's so much going through my mind. NVIDIA is just such a gatekeeper. Now, if these candidates tonight say something negative like tariffs on chips at 100%, right? And that type of stuff. And the other side is also negative against chips. So both candidates are negative on the chips right now. Now, there is a CHIP Act to bring stuff here that could negatively affect NVIDIA, right? And so we want to see if that opportunity does come, then we go in and we buy, all right? I always think it's going to be short and it winds up being long, good people. All right, so we're going to leave it right there. Make sure you check out the Stock Up You. Come join, come learn and earn. And remember, save the date. I'm going to have some friends of mine, some of the top musicians in the world and some of the best traders in the world, and we're going to pour into you. Save the date. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.